Hi Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your November 2020 general reading. The messages will not resonate with everyone because it's a general reading. I probably won't be doing any more readings. I'm going to try to put up another election reading. A few things have transpired as we're going through the vote counting process that I'd like to touch upon, that I think my cards mentioned back when I did those. So I'm going to try to bring that to you tomorrow. Or Sunday at the latest. I said tomorrow, but it may be Sunday. On the 11th, I go for the rest of my oral surgery. So I'm going to be down for the count for about a week or so. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this. We have here the Radiant White deck. We'll be clarifying with Larvita Sibila, and we will be wrapping it up with the Golden Nostradamus card, okay? So let me turn the camera around. If it shuts off, do know that I will come right back. All right. I'm going to put one more shuffle on these, one more rifle, and then we're just going to lay the cards, okay? All right. I hope everyone is staying sane while they count the votes. All right, here we go. 9 cards down. 9 of Swords. King of Wands. Wow. 6 of Swords. Huh. 5 of Cups. Well, this looks like someone has left or plans on leaving. Queen of Swords. There you are. 2 of Pentacles. Oh, wow. There is a King of Coins. Well, now, I have 3 people here. 3 of Swords. And there it is. And there is the 6 of Cups. So I don't know if this guy was a childhood sweetheart or someone that you've had a soulmate relationship with. And as I always say to you, soulmate relationships are difficult relationships. They are not the riding off, on the same horse into the sunset on the beach. And so they can be rather difficult. I do have 2 sixes here, as well as 2 kings and a queen. So this is definitely a 3-party situation here. I'm kind of, because everybody's sad, this 2 people here are heartbroken and pained. He's looking back at this 9 of Swords. This 9 of Swords is this idea of someone who's really mentally caught up in something and having nightmares, unable to sleep. Maybe their conscience is bothering them. But we also see that this person is, and this could be someone from your past. For some of you, this could be someone in your life presently. But we can see the idea of moving away from this situation, or someone leaving. This is a female and a kid in a boat. So, I don't know if maybe this guy's married, or maybe if it's this guy. And maybe you being married to one of them. I don't know. But I also see here underneath on this past row, we have again the same idea of maybe someone's conscience bothering them. They are having nightmares. They are very, very upset. They are mentally in anguish. They're also extremely sad and depressed, perhaps, and full of regret. Those 5 cups say that this is either something that's been a 5-month relationship. Usually the cups represent months, maybe, but it could also be 5 years. But we see the 2 cups on the back side of this. Here with this King of Pentacles, but then moving forward, we see the King of Pentacles looking at this heartbreak. But here is this idea of, I want to say at least compassion, the kind of relationship where maybe you were close friends, maybe you might still can be close friends, even though we see this happening, What is underneath the deck? And justice is simply that idea of, after all of the facts and circumstances have been presented, there is an objective decision made. Sometimes we get the short end of the stick, but justice says that it's fair and it's right. We don't have to like it, we don't have to agree with it, but that's what justice says. It's fair and it's right. Now, the only thing that I see here is this, in the future column, this idea of moving away mentally. And what I find to be most compelling about this reading is the idea that from the 9 to the 6 gives me this 3 of Swords. See that? It's a direct V here. Okay? There are no major arcanas in the actual spread itself. Two sixes tells of justifiable faith and trust in your partner, but it could also speak to issues surrounding equality may affect the relationship. And it just appears that I don't know if you were the one who had the justifiable faith and trust, or if one of these two guys had justifiable faith and trust in you, and you stepped outside of the relationship. But everybody's sad. Even you. You know, your back is to this, and you're trying to, I don't know, this is you, I think, trying to juggle these two relationships, or these two men, or these two things, situations involving these two men. I do feel that on some level that you might be able to, again, rectify the situation, become friends with one of these two people, or at least for nostalgia or old time's sake, there might be a way, not necessarily to reconcile, but to apologize, okay? Because both of these cards imply, this card implies moving away from the situation. Somebody could have even moved away, literally. Whereas this situation implies kind of being stuck in one place and caught in that emotional, this thing about hiding your light underneath your cloak, right? That's, you know, but it moves to here. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that after we have this moving away, whether this is physically or mentally moving away from this situation, we're going to get to a place where we're going to be able to, I guess, process the emotions. But then you get the 6 of Cups on the back side of that. It goes from a 5 to a 6. So it just really looks as though there are no winners in this situation. And I think you are asking someone to make a choice or make a decision. Or maybe this is you trying to make a choice or decision. But everybody's been hurt in this. So let me, I'm going to look at the 3 cards that stand out the most to me. This would be the 9 of Swords, the 6 of Swords, and the 5 of Cups. Sometimes, well, you know, a lot of times that 6 of Cups can be, particularly after this, can be the idea of emotional healing, okay? The Doctore, again, the King of Wands. The Prigione. And the Morte. So what this tells me is either this guy is thinking to himself, he's not going to move from his position, whatever that position is, and that he's ending it. That's what that says. But he will be ending it by either mentally leaving this situation or physically moving away. This individual would be someone with a college degree. He would be, an accountant, a doctor, a lawyer. Um, he wouldn't be like a general practitioner. He would be a specialist or a cardiologist or an internist or something of that nature. Okay, he's a specialized kind of a situation. And I also feel that the fact that he refused to um, help himself in this situation or move from his position um, may have helped bring this situation to an end. So it even could be that the fact that he would move, you decided to kick him to the curb and tell him to, take his boat and keep rowing. So let's take a look at this Five of Cups. Consolante sorpresa. Wow, gran consolazione. And the falsità. Seizing on an opportunity. Sometimes that's what this card is really about. It's about an opportunity kind of coming out of the blue. Something that you really didn't expect, and something that has the possibility to be quite positive, but yet it was full of lies and deceptions. I don't really know what this is, and I think somebody out there knows what this is about. But again, there's a lot of pain and a lot of hurt here, and a lot of sadness. I don't necessarily see any anger. There are no significator cards in this 3-card spread of the Sibilas here. So it just tells me that, the opportunity came. Yeah, it was a wonderful opportunity, but it was full of lies and deception. Or maybe it was brought about, based around lies and deceptions, this opportunity and this success, that it wasn't real. The Six of Swords, Superbia, Stanza, and the Messaggeri. Well, that's an interesting set of cards. This could be even a legal issue. I've seen the Nine of Swords show up when there's a legal issue pending. The Superbia is one of the most protective cards in the deck, second to the Fortuna. It is a very powerful card, and it has the ability to annul anything negative in the card. But Superbia simply means the love of vanity, the love of fancy things, living high on the hog. Maybe this has to do with somebody who wants to, this is not really the social climbing card, but someone who wants to better their circumstances, but it's mostly based on what do you call it? The love of money, the love of fine things and luxury. Okay, the Superbia, followed by the Stanza. Now this is an interesting card because what it is, it's a room that represents secrets. It will sometimes represent affairs, but it always speaks to people who know each other very well or know a secret about each other. One person knows a secret about the other. No, you've told your secrets to each other. This is a different kind of a room. And so it can be about a meeting. Can sometimes be waiting for someone to arrive. But this could be a meeting at a doctor's office. It could be a meeting of, a clandestine place. It could be any kind of meeting. But this is the idea that you're waiting on that meeting to occur. But then we have the Messaggeri. And this is the letter coming from afar. The news coming from afar. This is not the letter card. The letter card is generic news. This is something that is specific to you. It will have a very, very significant meaning to you, whatever this news is when it arrives. And so I don't know if you have been asked, someone has said, come run off with me and let's go live on, on my yacht down in the Bahamas. I don't know. Well, I think if someone has said that to you, you're going to discover that their life as they presented it to you was based on lies. It's not real. Okay, for whatever reason. Now, I think of all of the people cards, the court cards in here, this is the guy I want to read on. There's just something, the energy that's coming off of the card. Sometimes the superbia can be the idea of spending a lot of money. Okay. Well, this card denotes someone who cannot be trusted. The person may have come, even growing up, may have been very, very dirt poor. And as such, money can be very important to them. They'll do anything to get it. Additionally, there's a hole in this person's soul that they can never fill because of their childhood circumstances. Here is the melancholia, which to me, it's the 5 of coins. So this is the card of sadness and depression. It's almost the same thing as the 5 of cups. It's just a different suit. And here we get the letter. Now, we already get the message from far away that has a specific meaning. Usually, this tells me that within a week, okay, same thing with this. This could be a day to a week. Same thing with this. The time frame is the same. Sorry about that. So basically, the time frame of the two cards are the same. But this says this is generic news. Okay, so in other words, you can find out somehow that maybe this guy stole some money from you from your credit cards. How do you find out? Because it comes, you get your bill and you discover, oh shit, I didn't make these charges. And you realize your credit card's been stolen, or your bank information has been taken, or something of that nature. I just think whatever this theft is, it's already brought some sadness, but the rest of the story will be following. You're going to find out about it. I don't know who is doing what, but I will tell you that this whole row here is pretty much a negative situation. Somebody who maybe perhaps won't move, is stubborn, has said something or done something, but there's also some lies and some obfuscation and some deception and some treachery and some backstabbing and some gossip, that whole bit. And then we see this idea of, something being stolen. We see the sadness and the depression, and then, finding out about it. And to me, this is the discovery. This is going to be specific news that's going to affect this whole situation. And I don't know if maybe you were supposed to meet with somebody, right? We see this love of finery and vanity and living the high life, meeting with someone, taking a trip. Sometimes this is traveling over water, around water, by water, near water. This could be the idea that, when you get there, you got to pay for everything. You know what I mean? You got to foot the bill for everything, and you find out that somebody is not who they said they were. And this, now that I'm seeing it that way, could just be the idea of you finally getting back home. Okay, because sometimes this can represent that idea of being in that place where you feel safe and secure. Okay. Why don't we pull a Golden Nostradamus card? And I'm going to take a look at this falsità to see if it has any other meaning, particularly next to the Gran Consolazione. Because there are no, significator cards in that 3-card spread of the Sibilas. This is referring to a situation. It's not referring to a person. Here is your Golden Nostradamus card. It is the cherries, and that is an interesting card because it says, he who believes everything with ease will often be seen reddened and teased. Perhaps you were too trusting and not worldly enough. Look carefully within or in those around you to separate the illusions from the truths that you need. I feel that one of these guys you're dealing with, it's not who they say they are. Now, and I think you follow them down a path now, and you have perhaps hurt someone else who really did care about you. Maybe you thought the grass was greener on the other side. Maybe you wanted to leave the relationship all along and you just didn't have the gumption to just come out and do it. So you fall into an affair, thinking that that's going to solve the problem. I don't know. Let me take a look at this to see if I can find out anything else about this, the falseness. Basically, it says it is a card of lies and false adulation and compliments given with an ulterior motive. It said this is a card that represents someone often very close and possibly a long-standing acquaintance or even a family member who is two-faced and is plotting against you. It represents murky and thorny situations woven with a tight web of lies and deceit. And you, caught in the middle, are often not aware of the true state of affairs, as the people are skilled and know how to deceive you. It represents someone who has taken advantage of your trust and good faith in them. It represents someone with false intentions. It implies, it says it indicates that you are living in a nest of vipers or full of people with ulterior motives who are near you just to use you for their own selfish ends. As the card implies, envy, self-interest, deceitfulness, flattery, servility, and empty compliments. In love, it indicates infidelity, lies, and a partner with ulterior motives. It precludes the possibility of true love and often foretells the presence of a devious third person whose aim is to break you up with your significant other. Financially, the card warns of false opportunities, fake money, deceitful colleagues, Ponzi, investment schemes, fraud, contraband, and swindles. It heralds a period fraught with gossip, slander, and deceit. It always warns that the situation is hiding a trap and that there is danger lurking in the background. Now, there's a lot of coins here. So there's a financial stake. This is a coins. This is a coins. This is the ace of coins. This card. All three of these are coins. And so that is the motive. Indeed, that is the motive. Let me take a look at this thief card. It brands someone with untrustworthiness, theft, and loss. A sudden turn of events for the worse, caused by the presence of ill-intentioned people near you. It indicates loss of any kind. On an emotional level, it refers to betrayal and treachery. When it indicates particular situations, it indicates a condition of mental, emotional, physical, or financial drain, a very taxing situation for you on many levels. In love, it indicates someone who is unfaithful and or someone who wants to steal your partner or to steal you for themselves. But it also indicates a lack of affinity between people, whether in a love relationship or not. It is a card of contrast and clashes of personalities. Let's see, when it is near the the four of coins, it indicates that this person is part of your inner circle or acquaintances. Remember, I said a childhood friend? All right, that's what I have for you, Libra. I do hope those messages help you. Until I see you again, take care, stay safe, mask up, 6 feet apart, and I'll see you again. Namaste.